All right, we're back for another round one game of GPV. Who's our contestants this time? And have they
We
started yet?
we have CyberChronometer, who is playing a bug control / ramp deck, and we have Dr. Batman, who is on a Jeskai Fireweaver / the other two colors.
I see.
Um,
I remember
so both
spending.
teams kept seven.
Sorry,
Sorry.
I remember spending lots of time on one of the decks during the decklist stream.
Yeah, both these decks were decks I was quite high on, and so it's kind of exciting to see them here. We're going to see, it would not be a Fireweaver deck without always having turn one Ragavan guaranteed in an 80 card deck. So that's presumably what we will see.
They even have a really nice curve, like Ragavan into Discovery into Amber.
Yeah, Ominous Discovery is like so frustrating to play against when your opponent is on like a Ragavan. Like, well, now I don't even want to kill the Ragavan.
Well, what if you can kill the Ragavan turn one?
Well, then it feels better, but
Cyber can't do
that
that.
is not the hand that Cyber has. So Cyber is going to eat a hit from this Ragavan, but our Ragavan does not have Death Touch to players, thankfully.
Oh, I mean, Cannon Ragavan doesn't have that either.
It's closer. We also could see Dr. Batman going for a holding up on Lost Through Dreams would be kind of tempting.
Ooh, Hardforge Savant.
Hardforge Savant's a neat pickup. Okay, so what are the cards that you're like scared of Cyber playing? So Hardforge Savant would absolutely be a bad play into a Ultin Surveyor.
Does Dr. Batman know that?
Does Dr. Batman know that Cyber's deck has Ultin Surveyor?
Or are trying to play around that?
Maybe. So in general, I think with Heartforged Savant, you usually want to have like the mana to get a proc off. I could be wrong, but Cyber runs, let's see, 3 Ultin Surveyors, 2 Celestial Banishments, and 3 No Good Deed Goes Unpunished for like answers to it once it's in play. But you also do kind of want to get something in your hand here out before Cyber's 2-minute counter magic gets live. So.
Right.
The question is whether you do that with Ominous Discovery or Heartforge. Okay, is just going to hold up a Lost Through Dreams and kind of try to go coast to coast with this Ragman. I don't hate that.
How can that go wrong?
The main thing that comes to mind is Cyber just says okay and lets you continue playing Ragvan gaming, and then you miss 2 mana. But no, Sai is going to play into the counter magic. It's kind of unhinged if Dr. Batman lets this resolve. Because this not only kills Ragavan, it also blows up the treasure. And yeah, you get 2 1/1s. They have a 1/3.
They also have a rod.
Yeah. So we're definitely going to see this get countered.
And yeah, there's Lost Through Dreams. It doesn't have to fatigue because you counter a creature spell. So perfect time to use it.
Exactly. One of the only creatures in Cyber's deck that matters. Well, one of the only cards in Cyber's deck that matters that is a creature. Because Cyber's deck just has a lot of things you want to answer. And very few of those things are creatures.
Yeah.
Okay, here I think we see a Heartforged Savant into Ominous Discovery.
Oh yeah, you have the treasure from Ragavan.
Yep, so you can get that going.
And you still have Remy Ambers for when you get rotted next turn, or the turn afterwards.
I think holding on to Remy until you can like get guaranteed value is probably correct. But also Remy is the cool and splashy card, so we might just see Remy come down anyways.
I mean, you run Remy out here. He hits for 3.
He does get to flip the following turn, which is pretty good. But
Does Cyber stop that?
Well, this doesn't die to No Good Deed. It doesn't die to Ultin Surveyor.
Doesn't die to Rot, right? Or no, it does.
It does die to Rot once you Rot. But so yeah, that doesn't play around Rot.
What does Subside Remy do again? Okay, so
it just makes a board presence or generates mana.
It ults in 2 turns.
Yes, and the ult is you gain 100 life and have Omniscience functionally.
Okay, they're gonna go Heartforge into Ominous Discovery. Expected. They don't want to go
growing Ragvan.
Oh, you can do that, right? That's what Crystallize does.
There's also an argument if your deck has enough 1-drops, you should generate the treasure token. That way you can Ominous Discovery into a 1-drop and cast it. But I also think Dr. Batman's board state is like scary enough that Sai has to wipe this. So under those conditions, if you're Dr. Batman, you can just sit back and relax.
Unrivaled Fireweaver. Cool.
That is a great card to hit. Unrivaled Fireweaver does not die to Rot.
That's hilarious.
That is a 2-mana creature that does not die to Rot. Sick.
Ragavan swings again.
Yeah, wow, wait. This is getting really nasty for Cyber really quickly. especially because even if Cyber starts to answer this board effectively, there's still this ominous discovery. Cosmic Sinkhole is not looking good here. You need board interaction.
I mean, rot is board interaction.
Yeah, but you need to get something. I think you need to answer something so that they play more into rot, because right now, I mean, I think Dr. Batman probably will, but Dr. Batman doesn't have to play into rot.
Hmm.
But at least you can. Can you Cosmic Sinkhole the Fireweaver? Just
Yes.
if your opponent forgets to play land first, you can Cosmic Sinkhole the Fireweaver.
You can Cosmic Sinkhole the Fireweaver to make them crack a treasure.
Yeah, and actually, this Cursory Glance just means, nah, we're good here. Man, it's really brutal when the 2-drop in your opponent's deck is not actually a 2-drop and is thus immune to both your Cursory Glances and your Rots.
Yeah. I'm surprised how little Fireweaver's mana cost comes up, because, like, I don't think anyone really tried to run Fireweaver in 8-sack type decks before, because 8-sack was already kind of dead when the card got released.
Yeah, so last GP had Styles playing it with End of the Rainbow, which is kind of a cool interaction that uses its mana cost, but I
Yeah.
agree. Do we see, I mean, honestly, if you're Batman here, I feel like, okay, so there's a question of what will you need to Cursory Glance that your opponent might do?
Singularity's Grasp? No, that doesn't work. Or
I feel
that's
like
not good.
Fireweaver, grab,
Okay, let's
just the Flames approach. We could also see just waiting a turn, or we could see playing Remy holding up Cursory Glance. Waiting a turn means that next turn you can untap with Fireweaver and slam a Command Psyche on it, Conquer Psyche, whatever that thing is.
3 mana, blink something, and then make a copy of it.
Yeah, and swing for, since it gets haste, so you then swing for 4, and you've drawn a burn spell and probably another burn spell, and your opponent's like functionally dead. It'll be really interesting to see how Cyber claws his way out of it if they do. Dr. Batman not going for the Remy is just saying this board is enough for you to have to deal with, answer it or die.
They're not playing Fireweaver though.
Yeah, I think holding on to Fireweaver so you can do the Conquer Psyche in one turn makes sense, or like is defensible.
Can Cyber afford to play Crewfix instead of Rot this turn?
So Cyber doesn't know that there's an unrivaled Fireweaver in hand. We do, so we know, no, you cannot. Because Fireweaver represents 8 points of attacking creatures, and then another 3 points of burn behind it. One thing that is nice about Rot is it blows up the treasures, which does kind of slow the game back down a little bit.
Yeah, it doesn't feel great rotting this board, right? It's only
No.
2 things.
It feels pretty bad rotting this board, which is, I think, one of the... I think that was a really smart play on Dr. Batman's part. Just, you don't need to develop here. Like, this is a board that feels awful to Wrath, but also, if your opponent doesn't Wrath it, you probably just kill them.
Cyber is definitely thinking about not rotting this board.
Yeah.
They don't rot the board.
We're seeing Crewfix instead.
I think they're playing to their outs. That's what Cyber is doing. Because if...
You just hope you're not dead, and if you do get to untap, you can try to coast your way to victory. I kind of buy that. Yeah, sure.
Like, you're in such a bad situation if you rot here, and your opponent actually has stuff, so that's not worth playing around that possibility.
Yeah, it's fair, especially because they would have gotten Ominous Discovery off. Like, you're just feeling miles behind.
Okay, what does Crewfix actually do here?
Draws a card.
It makes it cost... Wait, can Crewfix cost reduce anything else in the deck?
It cost reduces Reconstruct cards.
Is that it? We could forgot Aeons too, right? Yeah.
Yeah, so the deck has No Good Deed, Stand Unassailable, RFE, and In Dire Straits. So that's actually kind of a lot of things that's reducing.
Oh yeah,
That's 6.
You can cast In Dire Straits for 6 if you sack Crewfix, right?
Yep. It also has a Reveal Eternity, so it has 14 cards that you're casting for a reduced cost. Okay, so we're going to see slamming Remy instead of slamming Unrivaled Fireweaver.
Is that lethal? It's not lethal, right?
No.
Could Dr. Batman have gotten lethal if they slammed Fireweaver instead?
So let's think. I think yes, because of Heartforge. So if you slam Fireweaver, you grab Conquer Psyche, you cast Conquer Psyche, you get a treasure token. You get 2 Fireweavers. One of those Fireweavers grabs a She-Hose command. One of them grabs an End of the Rainbow. Or sorry, not End of the Rainbow, the Flames Approach. You swing for 4 plus Heartforge Savant 5 plus Ragman 3. Your opponent goes down to 3 life, and then you just cast one of the bolts.
Do you have mana for that?
Yes,
oh, right, the treasures, right? Yeah.
Heartforge makes it so you have mana for that.
So that's immense lethal from Dr. Batman right there. I guess
Yep.
they didn't think that far ahead. Like they're thinking of Fireweaver as describing an answer, right?
Um, I think they might just be in a situation where they just want to put Psy in a. I don't know. That one's not technically defensible because you're not playing around anything. Psy was tapped out.
Yeah.
Um, but I also think in some ways there's not a lot of ways you lose this game. So you just kind of I'm inclined to just
Dr. Batman was
dodge.
just coasting
Um,
and wasn't thinking much about trying to go for lethal there.
yeah, possibly.
Ooh, judge call, and you're the judge here. Cool. This is the first time we got a judge in chat.
Um, it's always worth a shot. It's always worth a shot.
Hey, maybe your opponent's lies for commentary reasons because it's cooler if things go according to plan on commentary.
I think honestly, on some level, you're like, on some level, I'm more worried if my opponent says sure, because I'm like, oh, I'm super dead. You would not give this to me if it mattered.
Hey, they might give it because sportsmanship, and it's better for
Yeah.
commentary if things go according to the rules.
I think that's probably the case, but
Okay, what's the card? We can't see.
okay, it's no good deed goes unpunished. So bad news, Remy is multicolored. So you can kill Ragavan, and then I think you can reconstruct it by sacrificing your Krufix to kill the Heartforged Fawn. But that's kind of then just strictly worse than casting Rot. So
Yeah, just cast Rot.
Cast Rot, you blow up treasures and your opponent's creatures.
You get to keep
They
up a
get
Cosmic
almost-
Sinkhole.
Yeah. Which actually, wait, no, that matters. That matters so much. Wait, hold on. Dr. Batman missing lethal actually matters here a lot because now they lose their mana.
Okay, so is Dr. Batman going to crack the clues or crack the treasures in response? Because if they forget, no wait, they have Mountain Up. Never mind. I was thinking about how Cyber can Cosmic Sinkhole the Omnis Discovery off the rerun, but no.
Oh man, that would be so funny. Treasures also die.
They're just doing things out of order right now.
Entirely acceptable. Yeah, size on it. Man, Ominous Discovery is such a messed up card. I should play more Ominous Discovery decks, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I remember Purple being super high on this card during the set review. I think it doesn't see as much play because people don't really like playing tempo decks.
I think
it's not even tempo decks. It's like creature-ish.
You need to have enough creatures that it's worth running, but you also want to be running a sorcery like card advantage engine, which is kind of niche.
Yeah, so it's
okay. So the Miss Lethal super doesn't matter. Well, okay, no, it still matters. It still matters. It still matters.
Yeah, they can screw it up
because this Void Flare is only 2 damage right now.
Oh.
And Unrivaled Fireweaver. So we're gonna see a Void Flare put Cyber down to 2. Fireweaver can grab and cast a 3 mana burn spell, but if 2 mana burn spell, but if Dr. Batman misses on a land drop, it gets Cosmic Sinkhole.
Okay, does Dr. Batman miss the land drop? Holy crap.
Oh my god. Oh no.
Well,
okay. If you're Dr. Batman, do you play around your opponent having Cosmic Sinkhole?
Of course not.
Yeah, you just try to make them dead. Yeah.
Or no, you have Secrets of Coraline Court. You can guarantee a win because Cyber doesn't have hand attack, right?
So the line is cast Secret, you have your burn spell floating in exile, and then you untap next turn and cast it. I mean, Cyber can still top deck the life gain spell that I just stand unassailable.
Everybody main deck stands?
Yeah. It synergizes with Krufix.
I think you're better playing around the 1 out of how many cards?
Yeah, 1 out of 47 cards.
Rather than the counter spell that, or I guess you're playing around single Cosmic Sync. No, you have 4 Cosmic Sync. Yeah, it's worth more playing around the Cosmic Sinkhole here. Or alternatively, you can do something. Wait, no, Fireweaver costs 2 on its own. I was thinking how you can just pass a turn, holding up Cursory Glance, and then end up turn Secrets to guarantee the lethal. But Brian Lander would have also done that. So Dr. Batman's doing it.
Yeah, I think that's a respectable line because this does beat the stand unassailable.
Okay, can you exile something else off Krufix? No, you can't. Krufix is just stuck with the bad card. Maze Collection. Maze Collection Unraveling, or I mean Unrelenting.
Unrelenting does get you the life, but you don't have the mana to do Maze Collection. Okay, so you have potentially 6 mana. Maze Collection, if it hits Unrelenting, you have the ability to Cosmic Sinkhole to counter the Cursory Glance that they might throw to stop it.
Yeah.
And then you go up 4 lives, so you're at 6, and your opponent takes you down to 1 life. Still feels pretty bad, but is technically the winningest line. You could also cycle Typhoon Caverns to hope to hit your 1 of Stand Unassailable, but that feels 1 in 46 feels like worse odds than 2 in 6.
Yeah.
I'm not a math expert, but that's my guess.
They're
Okay,
gonna
maybe
kill a Fireweaver, so they're just dead.
Yes, they're dead because they don't know about the secrets.
Ooh.
Because Cursory Glance and Cosmic Sinkhole is currently their like plan. Because that would be able to beat Flame's Approach plus Cursory Glance, but this line loses to secrets.
I think they just play out Typhoon Kate. No, they can't afford to pay life for Wayfarer's Shrine.
I mean, 2 versus 1 is not a relevant difference versus your opponent's deck. Yep, Secrets of Correlate Court is checkmate.
Cybercade's that, and yep, the game's over.
I guess it is technically possible for Dr. Batman to once again miss lethal from here. I did hunt a GP 2 GPs ago where I just completely forgot about my Secrets of Correlate Court in Graveyard.
Yeah, but Dr. Batman's specifically playing for it, or making this play, so they won't just forget.
I agree. I will be stun locked if Dr. Batman does not win this.
Hey, you can try to BM and play Hardfort Savant.
In case I ever realized, wait a second, I'm in checkmate and concedes.
Cool.
Love it for us. Okay.
Okay, let me point OBS at the deck list so we can delve into sideboarding. Okay, come on, where is it?
So if you're Cyber, I think you're worried about something similar to that game playing out. I think you board in 3 stand unassailable. I probably board in some copies of Thought Blossom, probably. I feel really bad playing No Good Deed goes unpunished versus my opponents. I mean, I guess it hits everything but Remy and Boshu and Malong, but I don't think I think those misses are really bad.
Do you bring in more Singularity's Grasp?
To answer
early game
board states?
Yeah.
I don't think so. I think Rot and point removal feels better there. Because Singularity's Grasp, you really need to be able to cast it for like 4 mana before it like kills things, and Heartforge can grow things out of it. But also, I guess it cleans up a bunch of the treasure tokens, which is nice.
Cleans up treasure tokens for 2 mana, although I'm not sure if it's worth it if you do that.
Dr. Batman, in terms of boarding, Sigil of Radiance feels pretty good versus your opponent.
Ooh, Sigil of Radiance
is like Reconstruct and Coalesce tribal, but I think, I don't know, Dr. Batman's main deck is kind of just really good, especially in this matchup.
Well, they're not boarding anything because their board is Fireweaver board, so...
Yeah, I mean, the Sigil of Radiances over the Void Flares or Scorches, I think, are both really defensible.
You might want Void Flare to just play at instant speed.
Yeah, so cut Scorch in that case. But I definitely don't think you want Admonish, and this is not the Metal Munch matchup. So it is just a question of, do I want Sigil of Radiance, yes or no?
I think the answer is actually... Well, you have to assume that the game goes long if you want to bring in Sigil, because the Coalesce thing isn't going to become relevant until later.
I mean, it becomes relevant around turn 5 because of Crufix.
Yeah, I guess.
Crufix means you can RFE or stand on turn 5. Actually, if you RFE turn 3 into Crufix, yada yada. But
ooh, that's something I should try to build around.
Yeah, that's I think what this deck is kind of trying to optimize, but it's only running 2 Crufix, which I think is also kind of reasonable. But like, if you're in Dr. Batman's position, I don't know, I look at the 3 stand unassailables in my opponent's sideboard, and I'm like, those are definitely coming in after how that game played. So my opponent is going to have like 10 cards that are all cast from graveyard, plus maybe the 3 No Good Deeds, which are another cast from graveyard.
Right.
I don't know, it's definitely tempting. But also your opponent, like, boarding in Sigil of Radiance versus the like Rot deck does feel kind of bad. So I don't know. I think don't board anything in, just I'm going to kill you again is a reasonable move.
Well, that's a mulligan for Dr. Batman. Cyber has a hand with 2 non-land cards, but they're cheap ones.
Yeah, and Mate's Collection is kind of one of the best cards to have in your hand for this sort of mulligan.
Oof, another 1-lander from Dr. Batman. Are they going down to 5? I mean, they have secrets on turn 1.
They have secrets on turn 1, they're on the draw, so they get to draw... They draw 3 cards before they need to check to see... They draw 3 cards before they miss their second land drop. This is one of those hands that if you keep it and it doesn't work, you feel like an idiot and everyone makes fun of you for greeting. But I think it actually probably works out often enough that it's fine.
Ooh, turn on Ragavan.
They say, God damn it, this fucking Fireweaver deck, man.
Okay, what do you bomb here? I think you bomb Antithesis because you already have Ragavan, and then you bomb a Cursory Glance because you already have Cosmic Sinkhole.
Yep, that makes sense to me. You definitely want to keep Ominous Discovery.
I mean,
it's possible that... Is Antithesis better than Ragavan?
Well, apparently they think it's better than Ominous Discovery.
I think I disagree pretty strongly with that, but we'll see how it plays out.
Maybe they don't want to put. They want to keep up Antithesis onto with Cosmic Sinkhole. I think that's what's happening.
I suppose. And this is just like, it's not card advantage. It's good card filtering. It's another nice threat to have, but it's if you're trying to pull ahead of your opponent, which I think when you're on a multi-5 versus a control deck, you kind of want to be trying to pull ahead. I think you really want to keep things like Ominous Discovery.
They're trying to pull ahead by doing turn 2 Cosmic into Anthus.
Sure.
And technically, discarding secrets is card advantage.
That is technically true. Okay, so we're not seeing turn 1 Ragavan. We're hoping your opponent plays something. Well, okay, if you had gone turn 1 Ragavan, it would have gone to Mega Punch by this Ultimate Surveyor. So, actually, like 5-head play.
Yeah, but now you waste mana.
No, you just cast Anthesis.
Oh, right. You can. Right, that's why you kept Anthus, because you can turn 1.
Or you cycle a Secrets to the Coralite Court. Both those are entirely defensible.
I think you run out the creature first. Yeah. Is Cyber going to Cursory Glance at? I don't think you want to.
Yeah, I don't know if you care. Because it does die to Ultimate Surveyor, so.
Keep forgetting that Ultimate Surveyor can ping stuff.
This is also, by the way, this is a moment where the Cosmic Sinkhole nerf is like actually pretty relevant. Because I think you would much rather hold up Cosmic Sinkhole as a quench than hold it up as a Force Spike here.
Right, but at least you can run out Ragavan here, or you can hold up Omnis, or you can play Omnis Discovery.
I think both those are like I'd be a little bit worried about Ragavan because I don't think Ragavan is going to apply enough pressure right now before your opponent like has potentially the ability to sweep. But
yeah, do you want to just hold up Cosmic Sinkhole when your opponent gets to 4 mana?
I think you kind of have to, yeah.
So in that case, you run out Omnis Discovery now, or you go Ragavan Secrets.
I think, honestly, thinking this matchup through a little bit, I think on that 5-card hand, there's part of me that would have bottomed Ragavan. Like, I think Ominous Discovery, because, okay, you're not going to be able to outrace your opponent unless you have, like, the perfect curve on the draw. And once you're down 5 cards in hand, you're not going to have the perfect curve.
Right.
So once you're operating from that perspective, you now need to accept this game is going to go long. I don't have any control over that. So you may as well bomb Ragavan because that card isn't good in, like, games where your opponent is going to consistently be able to cast removal for it, like, before you get to do much.
Right.
And you keep the Ominous Discovery to help pull you ahead.
So here, Dr. Batman plays Ragavan and keeps up either Secrets or a Cosmic Sinkhole. And they're going to Cosmic Sinkhole to curse. Cyber's going to Cursory Glance at Ragavan? What? Don't they have Ultimate Surveyor?
Maybe it was to bait out the Cosmic Sinkhole. Or, like, yeah,
that's actually not a bad idea.
And also, like, I think you ditch the Secrets here.
Yeah, of course you do. So now you get to play Ultimate Surveyor against a tapped out opponent.
Yep, it kills the Ragavan. Your opponent gets another Ultimate Surveyor. I mean, look, it's not as soul crushing as like multiple Bessie's Broods, but it's pretty bad.
Do you just give your opponent all the creatures? Like, how many modes do you choose here?
That's a great question. I definitely choose the gain life mode. You don't have an artifact to hit. I don't think shuffling makes sense. So I think you give your opponent 2 creatures. You kill one of their creatures, you gain 4 life. Because a 1/3. Oh, actually, you don't even kill Ragavan. You kill the Anthesis.
Yeah, because it's flying.
Because it's flying, and then you just have a 1/3 to make their life hell.
I mean, technically, they're gonna kill Ragavan because it's far worse if Dr. Batman has a removal for Ultimate Surveyor.
I'm not convinced it's far worse, but I think that's fair. No other modes. Interesting. So it doesn't value the life gain.
I mean, you're at 19. I feel like
fair.
Without a board wipe in hand right now, extra creature is gonna do more than the life you gain.
No, because you have a 1/3, so they can't attack.
Yes, but they can attack 2 turns in a row, right? Or if things go bad and it gets removed, then now your opponent's attacking with 2 1/1s, and that breaks even in 2 turns. How relevant? It's Scorch top deck.
Notably, Dr. Batman. Oh, interesting. I was thinking do Ominous Discovery first, but doesn't to play around the Cosmic Sinkhole.
Yeah, so they're gonna. So killing Ragavan here really paid off because, yeah, if they killed Anthesis instead of Ragavan and it got scorched, and they also chose an extra mode, then this would have been a really bad board state for them because they don't have a board wipe in hand.
I mean, you still have Maze Collection to grab a board wipe off of.
What's the chances of that?
2 and 6, plus you also can just like draw another card off of it. The chances aren't bad. I don't know. I think it's actually kind of a wash because if you kill the Anthesis instead of the Ragavan and they get 1 treasure here, it does get them to 4 mana, which is good, but, you know, they're missing a bunch of colors. Oh, Boshu and Malong are good, but,
I mean, kind of you slam it next turn, and you're pretty happy.
You definitely slam it. You don't get to draw a card off of it immediately, though. Anthesis Accomplice trigger. Nice stuff. And now this Omnis Discovery makes the full up Ultimate Surveyor feel like pretty medium. Like it's still correct, but it definitely doesn't feel as good.
You're gonna do it okay.
Yeah, hit W instead of D.
Yeah. Understandable.
I don't think this is a thinking situation. Moshu and Malong can just plus to scry 2. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you are more likely to hit a land drop than you are to find another card like this. Keep in consideration. Do you untap your lands? Ricky, if you were in this spot, would you untap your lands?
I think I would because if I don't, then it's a game rules violation.
Yeah, I think untapping your lands is generally the winning line here.
Is this slow play?
Not yet.
But when does it become slow play?
Well, we have mostly untimed rounds, so it's actually very hard for someone to get accused of slow play in MSEM. But if you're really frustrated with the speed at which your opponent is playing, you may ask them to hurry up.
I'm surprised nobody did that against me when I was playing Dreamsight 8-sack.
I think people have enough respect for like the decisions involved. I think where people are most likely to like say please hurry up is versus control decks that are just tanking every single turn. It's like, dude, just you have the kill spell, just cast the goddamn kill spell.
Yeah. But Cyber, you have to untap, just like untap your lands.
I think Cyber's probably tapped out.
Okay, yeah, I think they might be busy or something. All right then.
Any day now.
Well, in the meantime, let me make the thumbnail for this game. Or actually, let me make the thumbnail for last game, the one that you commentated.
Maybe we died and went to hell.
Hey, at least this isn't a judge call.
It's true. Well, unfortunate, because if it was a judge call, I could just resolve it.
Yeah. But flashbacks to when during commentary we were waiting over 30 minutes for a judge to come. Well, it's not over 30 minutes, but it definitely felt like it when we were sitting in the commentary booth.
Yeah. Very limited in terms of how much content you can make up during that time frame.
The good news is you can just cut it out afterwards, but it still feels not great when you're commentating because you have to constantly be aware of if they're going to start again.
How has this only been 3 minutes?
Has it only been 3 minutes? Oh,
it's only been 3 minutes.
I think time passes slower when you're commentating. Oh, okay. Sliver's alive. They're not dead. Good. We don't have to call the police.
Oh, are we gonna give an explanation? I would love to see just like,
Nope.
Man, we don't get any exciting. A cat tried to devour my computer whole.
So Ultimate Surveyor holding up Mage Collection, pretty expected.
Yep.
Okay, so how many modes? One mode. Yeah, that makes sense.
Technically, why shuffle the graveyard back in? What am I missing? Oh, denies the Secrets of Corelight Court.
Well, right.
Sure, that seems fine. That seems defensible.
So 3 1/1s. If Ultimate Surveyor gets killed, then that's gonna be some trouble. Yeah. And Omnis Discovery lets Dr. Batman flip a spell for the Planeswalker.
Why did I order it such that No, that actually makes sense. I was gonna say, why did I do destroy then shuffle then fight after both of those? And the answer is because state-based actions.
Because it prevents more prevents judge calls.
Yeah, it reduces judge calls somehow. Also, yeah. Anywho.
Hey.
Just getting a shout out then and there.
I see you've been listening to our listening on our commentary.
That would be super illegal. One can hope.
What would that even count as?
I think that's just honest to God cheating. I think that's just cheating and you get DQ'd.
No, but like, is it outside assistance?
No, it is the specific warning you give is, or the specific like rule that is broken is the rule cheating. Oh my God, gets the scorch again. Okay, well, these Ultimate Surveyors hypothetically are very, but they're definitely feeling solidly medium.
They're fine. The robots die to Unrelenting next turn.
That's true.
Hopefully. Unless...
Actually, here's a question. I don't think it's correct. If you draw a land, it's correct to Scorch. But I think if you don't draw a land, you are meant to just cast your Planeswalker.
Yeah. Huh. Does that change things?
Nope. Just cast Planeswalker. Start getting your scry on. I think you're okay with giving up 1 turn of swinging if it means starting to set up towards like a potentially messed up endgame with the -2 and I don't know. I feel like when this Planeswalker sticks around, it's just generally very difficult for a lot of control decks to keep up with the card advantage it provides.
Yeah, but at the same time, maybe Dr. Batman wants to play this thing with another spell, and Hartford Savant lets him do that next turn if they top deck a thing.
Yeah, that's plausible.
They'll Scorch and then crystallize a treasure, I think.
Yep. So it takes damage. Takes 3, goes down to 14. Maze Collection. If you hit an Unrelenting in either of the top 2 cards, you just sweep the board.
But that's fine because Dr. Batman has a Planeswalker to follow it
Yeah,
up with.
has a strong follow up.
Well, huh.
I think this game's honestly pretty even in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah. So a good game for commentary because there's lots of decisions to be made.
Yep, lots of back and forth. Okay, oh my god, wait. Sorry, let me double check what some of these Maze Collection things do.
Yeah, I feel bad playing Maze Collection against a new player because or they have to decide whether to counter it or not because yeah, that's a lot of cards to look up. And it seems like Cyber does not have the Conjure branch because they're making the tokens manually.
Yes, I also do it this way. But I'm faster.
We should like do some Maze Collection manual token making speed runs.
That'd be fun. Do
Yeah.
some competitions.
And also you have to like the speed run concludes when you shuffle the cards properly. So
Yeah.
the trick here is to bomb the cards in a random order and then
Ooh, that's a good line.
I mean I learned that from Ambrose. Are they shuffling manually? God damn it. All right, hey, so what do you want to talk about while Cyber's
Did the shuffle in the
yeah.
Valencia. Okay. So we do have Unraveling on top, and then Unrelenting right under it. So you draw the Unraveling for the ETB, draw the Unrelenting for the turn, cast Unrelenting.
Yeah. And shields down for one turn.
I mean, I guess technically, no, you don't want to give your opponent a chance to cast something and grow Heartforged Savant. I was going to say, technically, you could just oh no.
What?
Some of those are not the type of token where they can safely leave the battlefield, it appears.
Oh.
So there's going to be some extra time involved down the line.
I think Cyber is this is definitely not their personal best.
This is not a I don't know how much of a Maze Collection gamer they are in general. Definitely draw off the Maze Collection. Yeah.
Okay, is this gonna oh. Oh no.
Well,
oh
sometimes this is just how it goes. I think I probably so you can hold up both Unrelenting and Unraveling. I think I'd probably Verdant Domain pass.
Yeah, same. No, don't you want to Unrelenting main phase so that Hard for Savant doesn't grow?
So you can just respond to the Crystallize trigger.
Maybe Dr. Batman top stack Void Flare or something.
Yeah, it could get blown out, but this like insulates you from your opponent like dropping something you have to answer. Okay, if you're Dr. Batman, don't try to bait counter magic with the Ragavan. Don't do it. And like, if honestly, I think Sai is fine with taking 4 here to like time walk Dr. Batman.
Nope.
Nope, I lied. I would have been fine taking 4.
I mean, it also gets Hard for Savant off the board.
It's true.
Or your opponent can cast any sorcery speed spells.
Yeah, but you could just respond to the sorcery speed spells. It just like lets you have the most options. But
right.
I know sometimes you do get blown out, so I can respect this decision.
And did Cyber have to tap out of blue here in order to cast that? No, right? They could have helped. They could have represented Cosmic Sinkhole here.
Okay, well, it has a land on top, which is pretty good.
Ooh.
Let me see, Cave and Nebula. Okay, so hits 2 lands, which is less good, but still fine.
Are they gonna cast Ragavan to get the extra activation?
That's a good question. Yeah, I mean, it puts another threat in play. I don't see any reason why not.
We'll play Nebula, put Caves into hand. Yeah, pretty good for Dr. Batman. They get to not use the treasure, so they get to get the treasure for next turn. Planeswalker. Cyber has no way to answer Planeswalker right now, right?
Not in hand. Plenty in deck, though.
So Cyber can draw Mind Rip next turn and then force Dr. Batman to play around Mind Rip.
Which I still think that should be like a crime somewhere, but no, wait. Okay.
They're gonna what?
We're trying to decide what source we're using for the red mana, which is a decision, so I can understand going into the tank there. I feel like Sai really needs to like draw something powerful. Like ideally draw some card advantage, but you know.
Maze Collection does have a lot of powerful cards. So,
yeah.
I mean you can always draw Mind Rip and then actually your opponent has a board.
Like, unraveling to put 2 on the bottom and draw another Unraveling, I guess, and just like kind of charge up that way. So actually, if Cyber wants to access this Unrelenting, they're very close to it.
Yeah, I guess Unraveling does do weird things with extra libraries. So I don't think lands are actually bad for Cyber here because they have all these things to do with tricks to pull with Maze Collection.
I think I'd probably do draw the Mind Rip though.
They draw a Mind
Yeah.
Rip. Okay, Dr. Batman, do you
Oh
want to
my
play
God.
around Mind Rip? A face-up Mind
Okay.
Rip.
And this also, there's still a face-up Unraveling in hand. And because your opponent has Unraveling, they can cast it and access any card in the Maze collection. So you are functionally playing around the entire Maze collection here.
I remember Purple, when the set came out, Purple played a Maze Collection deck, and then they just gave up on it after 1 GP.
Yeah, we played the Maze collection mirror that GP, which I generally hate control mirrors. That one wasn't really an exception. I technically was the bigger control deck, so I was less miserable than usual, but I still do not have fond memories of the Maze collection mirror.
Yeah.
Purple also unfortunately had like not the greatest of secondary threats. Okay, so you could cash in your Planeswalker to draw another 2. I think that's kind of bad feeling,
You attack.
especially because if you have to cast spells, you're playing into the Mind Rip.
You always attack first here.
Yeah, definitely.
Honestly, you might just hold here, like just +2 to play or +1 to Planeswalker and then pass. Does
That's
Doctor
where I think that's where I would land.
does Doctor Batman have any lands to fetch
In the remaining 66 cards of the deck,
or any man lands? They have one Ares Pillar.
there
Yep.
is an Ares Pillar. Nice.
Yeah, so I think you just fetch Ares Pillar this turn.
I feel a little bit bad about shocking down to 10. I understand Cyber's life can't, or Cyber's deck doesn't really pressure life, but Unrelenting, you lose 3, make a 2/2 does like start to do things.
Wait, how does Cyber answer Ares Pillar?
Death in reverse.
Okay, I see. So that's 2 Death in reverses.
Gaining enough life.
That's an answer to basically everything. Doesn't count.
And I think that's it.
Yeah, I think you just go for Ares Pillar.
The deck doesn't even run a Mirror Gate. Why are people not running Mirror Gates?
Because they don't want to play top lands.
This deck is running a Verdant Dominion.
They don't want to play top lands that might massacre them.
I think that's troll.
Well, also, Verdant Dominion is fetchable, so it technically is a top land because you can always fetch it on the end step.
All right, there's a Fireweaver on top of the deck.
How do you know that?
It says so in the chat.
Wait, how did they get? What they +1? Okay, I see.
Yeah, Fireweaver is a scary card to be playing against.
They're not going to play out a land this turn?
I don't know why. I think that's just a eye for gore.
Or maybe they're bluffing really hard.
Well, given that your opponent saw you put the cave into your hand, I don't think that's lying.
Maybe they're keeping cards in hand for discard fodder.
Okay, wait. What can Unrelenting find in this deck that's the most map thing?
Oh, Crew Fix?
Rot isn't bad, honestly. Rot is pretty good here.
It's literally just Crew Fix and Rot, I think. Yeah, it's literally just Crew Fix and Rot.
So yeah, is going to put the Unrelenting into hand, put the Unraveling and Swipe on the bottom of their library, and then cast the Unrelenting to grab Rot, I guess, and cast Rot to wipe your opponent's treasures, Planeswalker, and Magvan. That feels good. And then you still, if you draw from the top of your library, you're potentially representing Mind Rip after all of that.
Yeah.
But it's Mind Rip X equals 0, which is the least offensive type of.
Yeah, at least it'll give Dr. Batman some relief.
I think so. Mind Rip used to be like a staple back in the oldest era of MSEM, like, you know, in the first year.
It came out in its first set, right?
Yeah, one of them. It was in 040.
One of the 040 sets.
Why kill Rag and Tutor? Because does that just mean you're going for Crew Fix? You're gonna let the Planeswalker stick around?
How does it kill the Planeswalker? Oh, you're trying to attack it, I see.
No, I was gonna say you find Rot.
Yeah, they're gonna kill Rag and Tutor for Rot, right?
Well, if you killed Ragavan, why did you tutor for Rot?
Good point. They're gonna grab Crew Fix and then try to.
Yeah.
What? Oh.
This is just a nonsense play. I'm sorry.
I think they did not think ahead that far.
Yeah, I think you're meant to instead drain your opponent 3 life there. But yeah, I think my favorite Mind Rip play that I ever saw was Mind Rip X equals 1 to tutor up your opponent's Seal the Tomb. Well, if you knew that was the top card of your deck, this was. If you're just fucking psychic, this was an insane play.
Hard the cards. What can you say?
Yeah. Okay, my issue was I didn't believe hard enough.
Like maybe they.
And your opponent's still miserable because they know you have a Mind Rip.
Exactly.
Oh my God.
Oh, no. The reason you grabbed Rot there was because you weren't gonna play Rot, but your opponent's forced to play into Rot because they know you have Mind Rip. That doesn't make any sense. Never mind.
Yeah, classic unrivaled Fireweaver, which plays around Rot automatically.
But does it play around Mind Rip?
I mean, not really.
Does anything play around Mind Rip?
Uncounterable things?
Too bad Secrets of Coilite Court got shuffled in.
It's so true, actually. So you have 6-7 mana potentially.
And now Dr. Batman starts playing lands.
I definitely think you start by downticking your Planeswalker here. Yeah, imagine if Dr. Batman was at 7 life here. That would feel much better.
Honestly,
Like via the Unrelenting Drain.
Honestly, I feel like if Dr. Batman just played Magmatic Torrent untapped and fetch Ares Pillar, they'd be pretty happy this turn because they can start attacking with the pillar and Cyber has no answers for it.
Yeah, unfortunately, Celestial Banishment is very much designed to stop you from being able to fuck around with lands.
Exactly.
So, okay, what do you think the logic of running out this Fireweaver into the known Mind Rip is?
Your opponent to use Mind Rip because you're going to fetch Ares Pillar and start being down next turn because that's your win condition. Wait, that makes no sense. You should just not be doing anything if you're doing... Okay, never mind. I think Dr. Batman is trying to go for a hybrid plan where they know Ares Pillar is good, but they also want to play cards, so they just decide to play out Fireweaver just because.
I think cast Mind... God, okay, I'm going to keep harping on this because I think... if they cast Mind Rip right now, X equals 1, so they can hold up Celestial Banishment to answer the Planeswalker, they would be able to grab Scorch.
Which
so
answers the Planeswalker.
Doesn't Banishment answer Planeswalkers?
Well, yeah, but if you grab Scorch off Mind Rip, you just kill the Planeswalker with it.
Oh, sure, you can also do that. But I think I would rather deal 3 to my opponent's face when they're at 10 life. But
Rip
I
1.
also... Right, so this is almost the minimum amount of dripping that we can see.
Okay, let's see. Let's look at Cyber's options. They can fetch Cosmic Sinkhole.
Don't do that one.
They can fetch Secrets of Coilite Court.
Also don't do that one.
They can fetch
Scorch and Void Flare.
They can fetch Ragavan.
I don't know, Dr. Batman. You can't because your opponent knows your one card in hand. You have no. All your plays are known.
With the 1 caves. Can we call slow play for that?
Could also grab the Anthus's Accomplice. I kind of like that actually.
Is that? Oh, we can actually see their sideboarding now.
Yeah.
Did they bring in anything? No, I don't think so.
Yeah, there's no sigil, and that would be the only thing we would expect to see boarded in.
Hey, maybe they like put in some 1-ofs for Fireweaver.
Yep, true.
But we're not going to see that because we're too lazy. So yeah, just assume that.
No, I just finished checking. That also did not happen. Okay, we use the Scorch to kill the Planeswalker.
All right, Dr. Batman still gets to fetch Ares Pillar end of turn.
Yep. And Sai is just sitting here now with this useless rot that we tutored up for no reason.
Don't worry, you have Unraveling, so your late game is still insane.
Oh my god.
What?
Please cue the Curb Your Enthusiasm theme. Okay, yeah, that's a pretty nice one to have. Oh, actually, no. Dr. Batman did know that was on top of their deck because they scribed too.
Yes.
So they had Fireweaver and Boshu. So that was why they didn't crack the Magmatic Torrent. Never mind. That was a correct play.
So they should have played Magmatic Torrent last turn so they could have cracked it before scrying.
Yeah, or they just place it tapped.
Yeah. Wait, what? Why did they play it untapped? What were they holding up?
I don't know if they forgot that Sai knows they have the cave. Because it's possible they're trying to represent counter magic.
Oh yeah, they probably forgot. It's kind of hard to remember that because or maybe Cybin forgot that they had the cave because I mean it's been how many turns ago?
Yeah, and your opponent missed a land drop, so you probably went, I guess they don't have any lands in hand.
Going off the 2 lands, from earlier. Okay, now they fetch Ares Pillar.
That's fine.
They're gonna do it at sorcery speed to prevent any shenanigans, although it doesn't actually prevent any shenanigans.
Nope, it super does not.
Okay, well they get to play the Planeswalker and plus it.
No, they super do not get to plus it. You just saw your opponent draw an Unraveling.
Well, maybe Cyber's gonna try to blow it out with Celestial Banishment. No, they're just gonna counter it. Okay, that's a boring play. We want to see a Celestial Banishment blowout. That's better for commentary.
Cyber holding onto this Celestial Banishment as an answer to the next Fireweaver, maybe. Yeah, I think the only thing Cyber needs at this point is to just win the game.
How many win conditions do they have again?
A decent number. So there's 1 Ultimate Surveyor left. There's 2 Crewfix, but Crewfix
I don't think Ultimate Surveyor is a win con.
Okay. In that case, we have some number of stand unassailable, some number of recall, and some number of dire.
I see. And how likely is it to draw one of those cards?
I can do the hypergeometric, but the answer is not that many.
Can they draw it?
Super likely.
Can they draw it before Ares Pillar kills them?
Yes. But also, this should not be a situation that they are in. Like, imagine if you had 14 life instead of 11 life.
How would they have 14 life?
If they had Unrelenting correctly.
Right. Well, maybe they grabbed Rot in case Dr. Batman had other stuff left over.
Right. Like, Fireweavers and Ares Pillars.
Also, I'm just saying it, putting it out there, but this game could have been over way sooner if Dr. Batman just fetched earlier the Ares pillar.
Plausibly.
Ooh, okay, that's
Well,
something.
that's a good draw. That gets you some velocity going.
Watch it just flip 3 board wipes.
Yeah, God. All right, eternities are being revealed to someone.
It's actually to all players because the cards get binned.
Well, except for the one to hand.
Ooh,
Got him.
right.
Most eternities are being revealed.
But the important one isn't.
It's true. The eternity you care most about is not. The fact that Cyber is tanking here is not a good sign.
Or they could just be taking their time.
So Bin's two RPs draw stand unassailable. Okay. Yeah, you definitely cast the stand unassailable. You gain 7. This Ares pillar went from being a 4-turn clock to being a 6-turn clock. Sorry, 7.
So that means we can get game 3, which how long has it been?
Yeah.
It's 1 hour. That's what the timer
Yeah.
says. Don't you love control matchups where both players can't really aren't going for the game?
The most aggressive
Wait,
lines
what?
possible.
Oh,
No. Actually, I respect Dr. Batman doing that because they know they're not winning that game. They're saving us all time.
good. I would have kept playing there and wasted a bunch of people's times.
Yeah, not technically optimal. How could you?
You're losing 1%. How dare you? Wait, when is the Rev GP submissions?
Probably soon.
Like, in how many? Because like, if this game goes over, like, I want the submissions to close while we're commentating.
They close in 30 minutes.
Ah, crap. Okay. I can't load up Rev Cockatrice because I'm recording on MSEM Cockatrice right now. Okay, never mind then.
Well, let's hope this game 2 goes quickly enough. Or sorry, game 3 rather.
All right.
Dr. Batman's on the play. This does not look like a hand that you're going to use to go particularly quickly, but this is a good.
Yeah, it's a good.
And Cyber's opening hand has 2 stand on a sale. So Ricky, I do not think you're going to solution deck list window.
You're also starting to cut out a bit, so
Oh, sorry.
yeah. Anyways, does Cyber keep this?
Yeah, absolutely.
It has no interaction though.
You have an Olton Surveyor, and you have enough stand unassailable that you'll buy enough time to find interaction.
Okay. Let me just open up write my deck list in the text editor then.
There we go.
Okay, keep 7. Both players keep 7. They both keep pretty slow hands. No 1-drops from Dr. Batman. Finally.
I definitely feel like the slower doesn't have the term when rack advantage. I definitely feel like the slower games favor Cyber by a pretty large margin.
Same.
Not enough that like if I was Dr. Batman, I would mulligan to a fact. I'm definitely not particularly happy. But if there is a slow hand that wins, it's going to be the hand with Unrivaled Fireweaver and Double Planeswalker. So
Cosmic Synchro off the top. Well, that's one way to answer. They're just gonna run out Fireweaver, I think.
And grab the Burn Spell or grab Psyche. Psyche feels bad here because your opponent could just kill your creature.
Are they not running End of the Rainbow?
They are. I don't think that's the angle I would want to play on, but maybe that's the one they will. Like, really what I want here is the card that generates me the most 2-for-1, and I don't know what that is off.
Wait, what? I'm looking at my Rev deck list, and why is it playing Elixir of Immortality?
So Mill is a very powerful deck right now.
I see. Okay, anyways, let's get back to the current game. Oh, they're still thinking about what to fetch. Never mind. Yeah, I can.
Yeah, I was just double checking, but I think the Flames approach is like the only good option here. And the Flames approach is fine. Like, it's 6 damage plus a threat, but it looks substantially worse when your opponent just starts casting stand unassailables.
Yeah. Reveal Eternities.
Here's the question: do you cast stand unassailable or do you cast eternities? I think honestly I cast stand unassailable just because I want to resolve as many stand unassailable as possible in this matchup.
You're actually starting to cut out, so I'm gonna see if it's on my end and rejoin the voice chat.
Hello. Is it better now?
I don't think so. You tried to rejoin the voice chat, I guess.
1 second.
All right. So while Pip is gone, Dr. Batman swings with Unrivaled Fireweaver, whacking Cyber for 2. And Cyber, so they're gonna end up turn reveal Eternities most likely. Oh, they're gonna play the Flames approach. So the funny thing is, this plan is not gonna work against someone who has 2 stand unassailable in hand.
Yeah, not even a little bit. Presumably we'll see this Cosmic Sinkhole snap off on this reveal Eternities.
Yep.
Which, if you're Cyber, I think you're kind of fine with that right now.
You're kind of low on threats right now, but I mean, if you want to just spend some time playing stand unassailable, then they get Rod.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Rod isn't great into this board.
Yeah, Rod missing Unrivaled Fireweaver feels like a very noble thing. Huh. I don't get why you would do this.
I mean, what else would you do? You want to play to the board and block the Fireweaver, right?
I guess that's true.
Oh, shuffle, right. It gets rid of the Flames
Oh,
approach.
yeah, getting rid of the flames approach. Your opponent's still pretty far off it. I don't know. Yeah, I guess this is fine.
Yeah.
Your opponent does have a Scorch here, which is unfortunate, but like you didn't know. And it also gets getting the creature out plays around Lost Through Dreams.
Yeah, and it also plays around Regvan, sort of.
Yeah. I think I'm ready for anything here first. Oh no, you're playing around Cosmic Sinkhole, so you definitely Scorch.
Max for 2. Okay, it's... do you score? Do you like rot this turn? Because
Well, if your opponent's just ready for anything, you absolutely rot to blow up the clue.
it feels low value, but at the same time, like...
You're still trading 1-for-1 in terms of cards and taking the servo off the board. I don't know. I do think holding on to it so you can potentially answer the Planeswalker down the line might be more wise, but
yeah.
it depends on like how in a rush you are to cast it. Wow, I have never seen that Plains before. That's pretty Plains.
Which plane? Oh, what set is it from?
It's from one of the lairs. Crush Castle said it. I think you RFE
Yeah.
play double Nebula, stand unassailable.
Cyberfine drew into their RFEs for once. Let's see. Yeah. Does Dr. Batman have any grave hate?
I don't know.
Alternatively, you can reveal it.
So.
You can hold up Maze or reveal Eternities if you want to take a risk. I don't think your opponent can kill from here, so I think you probably want to do that.
Is that better than just gaining 7 right now?
Yeah, like life doesn't matter until the last one. So if you're not going to be taking, or if you're not going to take lethal, then
Well, your opponent has counter magic.
oh, good point. Yeah, might
I
as
think
well
going
play it safe.
17 and I'm doing like 3 turns of your opponent's swing feels pretty good. Again, this is a matchup where if Sai gets to the late game, their deck kind of just walks over Dr. Batman's for the most part. And so every stand unassailable you cast, even if it doesn't impact the board, if it buys you like a turn and a half, that's just so massive.
It's time lock, basically.
Yeah, it's basically time walk. In fact, if it with the amount of damage they have on this board right now, it's actually like 2.5 time walks.
And it even comes back, so it's a time lock that flashes back as a time lock.
Seems kind of broken, honestly.
I know, right? It should get nerfed. Oh yeah, I think Stand Unstable is one of the cards with the lowest win rate in the format. No, right now, right?
Yeah, so a lot of those numbers are out of date, but if you look at the cards that have the worst win rates in the format, you'll notice that most of them are like all obvious sideboard cards, and they have a really low win rate because people just they are the cards that show up in sideboards if you don't know how to build a sideboard. And if you don't know how to build a sideboard, you're usually not going to do too well. I think my win rate with Stand Unassailable is like kind of insanely high, but
is that dex still down?
It is still down.
Oh, I kind of wanted to look up my win rate with Stand Unassailable because I was curious, but yeah.
The clue get cracked.
Thunder Roads. Okay. Can they Thunder Roads here?
Oh, not even close.
Wait, how's Dr. Batman augmenting Thunder Roads again?
2 mana blue cantrips. Ready for anything wrong.
No, I mean like the mana. How are they getting the mana to augment Thunder Roads?
Oh, so they have treasures and Nebula.
That's it?
Yes. And yeah, treasures like Kava, Pleonexia makes treasures. But yeah, a lot of treasures.
Seems iffy, but sure, if it works. So another swing from Dr. Batman. Cyber can wipe the board and then also play Stand Unassailable next turn, right?
Yep. We're gonna see just like okay. I thought we were gonna see just like raw Thunder Road.
That'd be funny, but I don't think that'd be good.
I agree.
Can they get the second activation out of Planeswalker?
Depends what they flip into. I think we're gonna see a reveal Eternities for can we see a Maze Collection?
Maze Collection. I mean that's a 1 in 3 chance of getting a counter, right?
Yeah. Well, no, it's a 1 in 3. You were correct. That's how math.
No, wait. Mind Rip is also a counter spell, so that's
50% chance.
And if it gets Mind Rip, you get to Mind Rip out a Scorch to kill the Fireweaver, and then you can rot the board. Okay, let's see if Cyber knows how to create the tokens this time. Okay, and let's see. Are they gonna shuffle? Yeah, they're gonna shuffle. They're not gonna do the shortcut. Actually, you know what else sucks? So there isn't a default shortcut for attaching cards on Cockatrice, so that part also takes a while because people aren't using shortcuts for that.
Yeah, okay. Cockatrice was not designed to play with Codex cards, and unfortunately, Cajun tried to offer them a solution, but they did not accept the
Oh,
solution.
did the pull request get rejected?
I believe so.
Oh, wait, what was the reasoning?
We don't need this.
Okay, yeah.
It was very silly.
Anyways, I think that's a personal best for Codex speed run for Cyber.
So Mind Rip X equals 1, hoping to grab a Scorch to kill the Unrivaled Fireweaver. It eats a Lost Through Dreams, which puts a Fatigue on top of Library.
Which lets Dr. Batman augment Thunder Roads if they had the right mana for it.
Yeah, if they had. Oh my gosh, that's a very good point.
Actually, the Planeswalker can flip or can scry to get rid of the fatigue, right? Like they already have 2 spells this turn, so they get to activate the Planeswalker twice.
That game was actually going on long enough that Cockatrice disconnected me for inactivity. So
Do you not like click random stuff to make it not?
I did. It did not seem to work well enough, apparently. Okay.
Yeah, so
I am back.
+1, probably bottoming the fatigue, unless you really want to draw it to augment Thunder Roads. Nope, they're not gonna.
I mean, given that you don't have black or green mana right now, I think that would be kind of troll.
I agree.
I agree with +1 again.
+1 again? Okay, yeah, I see, because they don't have mana to cast spells.
And also, this potentially sets you up for like a -6 next turn to do really stupid things.
Copy Thunder Roads, you mean?
Yeah. Or like copy a cantrip. Like literally just copying a cantrip's pretty stupid.
I mean, it's a poor man's Thunder Roads if you just -6 to copy it instead of augmenting it.
Yeah, but you also do need to. Well, your opponent is 1 land away from starting to coalesce just an endless train of stand unassailable.
They still have RFEs, right?
Yeah, there's 1 RFE, 1 stand unassailable. I guess you don't know about the second one yet. The second one is, it's like Siege Rhinos, right? The first Siege Rhino is not the Siege Rhino that kills you. The second Siege Rhino is the one that kills you.
Well, let's see if Cyber draws off the Maze collection.
I think it would be wrong to, but it's possible we'll see that.
Yeah.
I think here I'm just looking to Rot to kill. Yeah, that's a good one. So you could cast RFE. I think right here I would just want to Rot and then cast Stand Unassailable. Or Rot and then Reveal Eternities, but I think I would want my life total to be a little bit more cushy.
Also, Rot kills your Mace collection, so you have nothing to attach the cards to anymore.
So true, actually.
So you need to now make a new token and then start attaching those things to it, which is going to take some while or take some time to do.
I think you and your opponent can agree the Maze collection can stay. Please just let the Maze collection stay. It's dead, but it's still here.
Just tear it face down. No, wait, it's...
Actually, wait. That seems. Oh no! Oh no! God, no.
It's misrepresenting the board state because Maze collection should be in exile, so it should. Oh, you can move stuff over.
In graveyard? No.
Or in the graveyard? Yeah. Sorry about that. So it's.
It's one of the things like yes, it is misrepresenting a board state, but it's okay to do that if everyone's on the same page. But we're not going there.
Fireweaver is my okay.
Good catch.
At least that didn't take that long. I think Cyber's getting good at this, moving cards or attaching cards to different cards.
Very true, very true. Okay, so I think casting Reveal Eternities here is like almost unforgivably greedy. It's not impossible. Oh my god. Okay, we are seeing an almost impossibly greedy play happening here.
They can reveal on the extra library, right?
Yeah, that is true.
They can like reveal.
Yeah, opens you up to some bullshit happening that you did not need to be open to.
Like Thunder Roads. You can Dr. Batman augment Thunder Roads.
If your opponent plays out a Cave of Pleonixia, destroys 2 of your lands, gets 2 treasures.
The treasures are untapped.
They have 6. Oh, the treasures enter tapped?
No, untapped.
Oh yeah, they enter untapped, correct. So you can then cast Boshu Malong and then augment Thunder Roads. So actually, Dr. Batman has missed lethal.
Again?
Yeah.
Unfortunate.
But could still flip into lethal.
With what?
That has created. I don't know, dude. To something. Hope Springs Eternal. Okay, ready for anything is good. That sets you up for a lethal Thunder Road next turn.
Yes, but well, quote unquote lethal, quote unquote next turn.
Yeah, your opponent unfortunately does start casting Stand Unassailable.
I think Cyber's going to end up turning Reveal Eternities into their additional library and bin a bunch of copies of the uncards so that they can get their effects immediately.
That's kind of a cool line. Bin Unraveling, Unrelenting, put Unrelenting into hand.
Yeah, that even wipes the board and puts them out of Thunder Road range. Not that they need help getting out of Thunder Road range.
It doesn't wipe the board though, because it's only -1/-1.
Oh right, it kills Accomplice and it tutors for Crewfix, which lets you.
I don't think that's the line. I don't think casting an Unrelenting next turn.
Ooh, Void Flare. Did Dr. Batman forget to play land this turn again?
Or chose to keep the caves in hand. I don't know your
Feel
call if
like
that
they
was
should have
not.
played out the caves so they can augment Thunder Roads next turn.
I agree. We
And
are
yeah,
seeing the cute line that you suggested get done. Part of this feels like just I thought of a very clever line, so I want to do that line, rather than this line is the tactically correct line.
yeah, but it's good for commentary because you get to see cool stuff happen.
It's true.
Even with Dr. Batman, like Dr. Batman missing lethal, just so that commentary can see the cool line happen.
You're absolutely correct.
Dr. Batman is so nice. They're giving up their
They're hurting win percentage in order to create content. Well, it's
exactly.
actually really convenient that Swipe Secrets has been on the bottom of the library both times, given how bad Swipe Secrets is. Why are we casting the one from our graveyard? I
Because
guess
it can't be countered.
the Walker.
No, it's because Dr. Batman's tapped out, so you don't have to play around counter spells just one time. So might as well get out the expensive thing first.
Right, but otherwise you could hold up counter magic.
Uh, you want the 6/4, I guess.
Yeah.
It blocks Fireweaver. It can't get killed by Void Flare. It plays around Cursory Glance.
Yeah, I can buy some amount of just being mana efficient.
It gets cut out of the yard before it gets hated out, although Dr. Batman doesn't have Grave Hate. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think that's actually a correct concession there.
nice.
Rough one.
Game concluded before the Rev GP decklist submissions.
Good luck in the remaining 10 minutes.
Yeah, well, I think that's enough from us here. So thank you for commenting with me, Pip, and thank you for watching, audience.